Tune in to the American dream. Throw the fist up one time for the team. 16 banners, let's make it 17. Breeze up, seas up, rep if you bleed green. 2 Jade up, they about to make it rain. 15 players going hard in the paint. NBA fans turn senders in the same. Get smart on these boys, true fans, I'll explain. Game on the line, last shot, don't freeze. Move the ball on the court with ease. Turn your radios on and TVs. Relax, kick back, tune in to see. Game on the line, last shot, don't freeze. Move the ball on the court with ease. Turn your radios on and TVs. Relax, kick back, tune in to see.
Yeah, what's going on, everybody? It's your boy Breezy, and I'm back for another episode of CC Breeze. Thank y'all so much for tuning in. Got a quick, fun episode for you guys. Just want to talk to my Celtic fans, the Celtics peoples out there about some things that's going on with the C's. Man, we under 500 again, but we'll get to that. Listen, ladies and gentlemen, you can follow us and watch this show exclusively on Shoot the Breeze. So make sure you guys go to Shoot the Breeze. That is like and follow Shoot the Breeze. Pod TV, whatever it is you want to call it. You know what I'm saying? You can follow us on IG and Twitter as well at STB Pod TV. And to everyone listening to us on Anchor.fm, make sure you go to Shoot the Breeze Pod TV. While you're there, you can find us on all your favorite podcasting networks. But my absolute favorite is Apple Podcasts. So go ahead and subscribe to us and select those 5 stars. And for anybody who want to get to us about some Celtics things or whatever it is you want to talk about, go ahead and email us. Shoot the Breeze Pod TV, an exclusive network for your next up and coming shows. Hey, I just want to break down and get to the nitty gritty of this show. All right, it's going to be crazy because the Celtics are back. They're playing tonight. They've been playing decent since the break. They acquired some pieces from the trade deadline, and I kind of want to break some of those pieces down, right? I want to talk a little bit about, the right pieces, the right stuff. I don't know nothing about the new kids on the block. You know what I'm saying? The right stuff. There you go. All right. And so before we get to the show, listen, the Celtics home opener with all the fans. They had not all the fans. I apologize. It wasn't all the fans. They had 3,000 fans at the TD Garden, right? 3,000 fans were there, but according to my man Gary Washburn, man, he said it sounded like there was 20,000. Now, that was against the Pelicans on Monday night. The Celtics, they were defeated by the Pelicans. Unfortunately, they lost the game by 6 points, but they definitely went on a crazy run at some point in that game. And, they were trailing, they were up, they were down. And then toward the end, you just looked like they were going to be able to pull it off. But unfortunately, they couldn't pull the game off. Brandon Ingram had a crazy, I know people don't want to talk about it, but he had a crazy step back. And Tatum went flying like one way. It was so funny, man. It was just like, dang, Tatum, he got you. It wasn't even so much of a dribble. It was just it was one of the quickest step backs I've ever seen. And Tatum just went one way and he hit the shot too, right? He went ahead and hit the shot. So Brandon Ingram, Jason Tatum, is always fun to watch that matchup. We didn't have an answer for Zion Williamson, unfortunately. But the purpose is that the TD Garden has fans in it, and it felt like there were 20,000 fans with only the 3,000. Now, part of me thinks that they were still pumping in some of the sound volume there. I don't know, but, it was good to see that the fans are back and they're locked and loaded and they're ready to support their Celtics, for the remainder of the season. We haven't been to a game since before, March 15th of 2020, March 17th or whenever it was closed down. I remember March 17th, I had a show. That show was canceled. The state of Connecticut was shut down. And so it was just like everything was shut down. So I'm assuming like the games were canceled around that time. So let's go ahead and get into some of these new pieces the Celtics acquired around the trade deadline. And it's cool because these guys have actually played some games as Celtics, right? And so I want to start with the first piece, the first trade, Mr. Evan Fournier, all right? And so when you look at his stats, right, he's averaging 18.9 points this season, almost 3 rebounds, 3.5 assists a game. And you're just like, yeah, all right. The Celtics got, a 6'7" shooting guard, some size, right? Some size, defend, a little bit something, he got some size to him. You know what I mean? 205. And I'm like, all right, cool. Evan Fournier comes in. Now, he didn't play the first 2 games as a Celtic, but he did play the last game as a Celtic. And let's talk about it because um, he went 0 for 9. He went 0 for 9. He was missing layups. Um, but he shot a crazy wild 3-pointer air ball brick shot off the bottom of the net. It was crazy. How come or why come is it when people become Celtics, players become Celtics, they become Celtic fans? Why come they just look different? Like what? Like they don't have the same. Is it the fact that they're bearing that Celtic green and the legacy that they living up to and all those types of things? Like, what is it that makes them just play or ball a little bit different? Now, I do know we can expect Evan Fournier to ship up, get in shape, Celtic shape, not Orlando Magic shape, right? He's going to be all right. That's the guy I'm not worried about because once his shot starts falling, 2 things he could do. He can drive and finish at the basket, and then he can go ahead and get those 3-point shots off. The Celtics weren't shooting. Danny Ainge said, give me size and give me some shooting ability, and that was the guy he went after, and he got that guy from Orlando Magic. We thought he was getting Aaron Gordon, and he pulled the okey doke on the fans. You know what I'm saying? My man Roy says hopefully he bounces back, but he did look bad. Yo, Roy, he did. He looked bad, and he's gonna bounce back. And you already know he's gonna bounce back. Like that, he's a pro. It's not like he's a third year player in the NBA. He's gonna bounce back. It was just his first game. You could say Celtic jitters. All our players be having Celtic jitters, right? And so I think as he gets in where he fits in, Evan Fournier is gonna be back. So I love the trade. I think that we're gonna have a nice piece going down the stretch. And at the end of the day, when my partner's on here, Keish, she'll tell you, we just need to make the playoffs. That just let us in the door, whether it's the 8th seed, 7th seed, whatever. We get in the playoffs, it's going to be a different team, right? Just like people say, oh, Miami's a playoff team. They're not a regular season team. Well, neither the Celtics. So let the Celtics in the playoffs. It's going to be a different monster. All right, I want to talk about this guy. This is my man from Michigan, man. If you don't know by now, my man Mo Wagner. Now, the funny thing about his trade, he was traded twice on the same day. Same day. Now, his first game, he hit a 3. And it's funny because I have, my little Celtic groups and things like that. And so from arguing back and forth, I was a little upset when, we got rid of Tice, things like that. And, Mo Wagner comes in 6'11". He's a 6'11" small. They got him listed as a small forward too. Like that. That's amazing. Like 6'11", but he's a Michigan guy and he got a 3-point shot. I'm not going front. Now he just needs minutes. He needs some time. But if you leave him open in the corner, he's loud. If you leave him open in the corner, man, he's going to hit some threes. I can tell you right there. He's not afraid to shoot the ball. He's averaging 6.6 points a game, almost 3 rebounds. Got to get that number up a little bit because as a wing for the Celtics, you have to be able to rebound. You got to get those rebounds. And he's averaging 1.2 assists. And look, I like this kid, not just because he's from Michigan. No, that's not what it is. I'm a Michigan fan, but that's not why I like him. I just think he's going to add youth. He has hops, he has height, he can get you some blocks, right? He's gonna add something. I'm not saying that he's gonna be better than Daniel Tice, but I think the point is you're looking for him to be an upgrade over Tice in some time. Because remember when Daniel Tice was a Celtic, and he's gonna be missed. When Daniel Tice was a Celtic, like he didn't shoot threes. Now, Daniel Tice got called for fouls before the foul was even called, and then they go back and look at it and say, "Oh, it wasn't a foul," but they already called the foul, so he fouls out of games. Energy is nice. I agree, Roy, 1,000%, and it's because he's young, man. I do like what Ainge is doing. Ainge is believing in youth. Now, I hope some point, in the off season or whatever, because that's what we got to look forward to. When that time comes, we do add the right veteran depth. I think that's what's most important, adding the right veteran depth. All right. And so the last guy I want to talk about, man, my man, Luke, the Green Cornet. Now, my partner, Keish, I think she created that name, the Green Cornet, and now it's kind of like trending. out there. And so if you don't know who the Green Hornet is, now you got the Green Cornet. And it's just like, yeah, kid from Vanderbilt. He's 20. Oh God, he's 25. He's young. He's young. And I believe he's got a 3-point shot too. He can shoot. You leave him open, he will shoot. 7'2", 250. He provides length, and he's a different, he's not an above the rim guy, but he's definitely a guy that will affect your jump shot. Here is why Ainge wants length, tall, wings, guards, centers. Not guards. I take that back. He likes the midget point guards. But as far as your wings, he wants them tall and big. This guy's a center, and his arm span is probably good enough to affect shots. And I think him coming into the game, he was a sleeper too. Like I didn't even know he was a part of the team until I started hearing, who was this guy coming in off the bench? Luke Cornett. And the next thing you know, it's the Green Cornet, perfect name, perfect fit, perfect style. And so these are the new pieces. These are the right stuff pieces. And the question is, are they the right stuff? Like, will they be able to continue to contribute to this team as they're going forward? Marcus Smart is back off of his injury. Jaylen Brown is struggling with injuries, even though he's supposed to be playing tonight. Things like that. And so it's tough to say, because how are they going to get their minutes in their rotation? The good thing is we watch Brad Stevens get these guys in the game, get these guys acclimated early, right? Soon as they trade, first night of the trade, the night of the trade, you had the player going, right? And so, or the night after, whenever we played. But he played. That was my point. Evan Fournier didn't play the first 2 games, but he did play the last game. We did talk about how he looked bad out there. I think Evan Fournier is going to have a bounce back night because he's a pro. I think Luke, the Green Hornet, is going to have a good time. I think he's going to provide length. Hopefully he helps affect that Porzingis guy if he's available, because there's one guy that they got to stop when they're playing, the Dallas Mavericks, which is what we're going to get to next. We have the Dallas Mavericks in Boston tonight at 7:30 p.m. And the Dallas Mavericks, that last game, man, the Celtics lost 107 to 110. So they lost by 3. And it was, if you didn't see this game, I'm not going to post clips up here. We don't want to get flagged, by some services out there. But listen, if you didn't see the game, please go find the clip of like Luka Doncic, right? And so he hits these amazing shots, not once, but twice. And the last one just iced the game, right? It was the game-winning shot on top of that. Like, it was the one that just said, okay, I'm the best player. I'm better than you, Tatum. And so he hit that shot and went in, and then Celtics ended up losing a heartbreaking game too. And so the rematch is tonight, man. We got some things to talk about. Listen, the Mavericks. Now, both teams have substandard defenses, ranked 22 and 23. How coincidental is that, right? Both defenses suck. That's what that means. Not that many teams in the NBA, right? They damn near last, right? So both defenses are struggling. But the Mavs, against bad defenses, they put up points. So the question is, will Doncic sign? And just look at this guy's numbers, man, over the last 18 games, man. I know this is not a Dallas Mavericks show, but this is who we're playing, man. Luka's a good guy. I mean, he's a great player. You know what I'm saying? Great player. MVP type caliber player at some point in the season, man. CBS Sports HQ, they reported that Luka has been on fire the past 18 games. The team has been 14-4. He's averaging 30.1 points. He's averaging 30.1 points. I want to make sure I'm clear on that. So he's getting in the 30s. Now, I do think the Celtics defense, I'm lying. I don't know. I don't know how they're going to defend this guy, because if you try to take away his shot, he has a dribble move where he can get by you. Look at his assist numbers. He's averaging 8.5 assists a game. He's averaging 7.3 rebounds a game. He's shooting 51% from the field and 43% from the 3-point line. It's going to be a tough game. It's going to be a tough game. Can the Celtics win it? Yes. Will the Celtics win it? Absolutely. How do I know? They should have won the last one. Jaylen Brown is playing tonight. For those that are, don't know already, that's already been reported. He's available tonight. Don't know if he's starting, but he as of right now, but he's definitely available. I'm sure his starting lineup is out, and I'm not aware of it at this moment. But Jaylen Brown is available. I do know Tristan Thompson is out. Romeo Langford is out. Shimi Ojale will be out as well. So as these two teams get ready to be go at it, it's going to be a problem. The Celtics this season seem to be struggling against these Western teams for some reason. They play well, they start off slow, and then they do this comeback. They do it in every game. And I think at some point they got to figure out how to start off hot, not cool down, maybe simmer, not cool all the way down, just go on a simmer saute type of level. And then from there, turn that freaking fire back up, man. Jaylen Brown, when he plays, man, it's like outscoring, like he's just the best scorer in the NBA, like in the first quarter. He just goes ham, then he cools all the way off. First substitution, Jaylen Brown comes out, cools off. I think the Celtics find a way to get it done because Evan Fournier, a lot of people thinks that he should start. Roy, if you're still watching, do you think Fournier should be starting in the lineup? Have Marcus Smart come off the bench? That's a question. I know Marcus Smart is team. He's the heart. He's the energy. But sometimes he's just not smart. In the last game, I feel like all Celtic fans can agree after his brain fart, the Celtics kind of started to tumble a little bit, right? After him throwing that ball away, the Celtics kind of started to tumble. He said no. All right, so no starting for Fournier. I don't know, man. I feel like he should be in that starting lineup. You bring Marcus Smart in with the second unit, and you let him run the unit. I feel like Marcus Smart's assists will go up. He's not going to be the one looking to do the scoring. And so I don't know. Marcus Smart has the best on nights and then the best off nights, or the worst off nights. All right. So I agree, man. We'll let Smart start for now, right? Because he is the starter. He's the starting two guard. Right. It's cool. It's cool with it. I just feel like maybe Fournier is not an off the bench type of player. We've struggled with that. Gordon Hayward, he had to learn that role. It's just different roles guys got to learn and kind of get comfortable with. And we don't have a lot of time for guys to get comfortable. And we got Evan Fournier to come in right now to help ignite an offense. Not necessarily much on the defensive end, but to ignite the offense. I think that's most important. Evan Fournier coming in, getting you points off the bench, getting to the basket. I would like to see Evan Fournier continue to drive to the basket. I know his shot was off his first game, but I would like to see him continue to drive because those layups will fall. He is beating guys. The ball's just rolling out. When he get that first layup and he gets that taste of the Celtics medicine, like what's going to happen after that, and he hears that crowd cheer for him, I believe that man is going to ignite. He's going to be ignition to the offense going forward, especially on the second unit. So if he's coming in off the second unit, I'm cool with it. He can definitely run a second unit. He would be definitely a good guy, but they like to keep Tatum or Brown on one of those units. I don't know if you notice. Usually Tatum he'll start with the second unit, right? And so Tatum will start with the second unit, and then you'll have Evan Fournier on there to spot up, to shoot. All right. And then you got, with whoever they put in there, if they put in my man PP or whatever to come in there. And it's cool watching these guys progress at the same time. Grant Williams is playing a lot better, man. And it's because he's getting minutes. It's because he's getting some time. And I think Grant Williams is owning his role. Look, I'm a Brandon Bass. I'll bully you down there on the post, but leave me wide open if you want to. I'm going to shoot. I love the confidence in that young fella. Shimmy does the same thing, and it's just more like they have the same style. It's just that I like Grant because he's younger, and I think he meshes better with team chemistry when it comes to the rest of the units, whether it's the first unit, the second unit, or a third unit. Like he just meshes better than Shimi Ojale. And so that's why I think Grant is kind of like, exceeding his expectations or the coach's expectations at this point. So that kid just got to keep shooting, keep staying up, man. Look, the Celtics are playing the Dallas Mavericks in a few minutes. About to get on up out of here, man. And I look forward to seeing the Celtics do what they do best. I think the Celtics are going to come out there and put up a fight. They got to find a way to stop Luka. He's the key. And I thought they did a good job. The first game, it's just that they allowed Luka to dribble. They allowed Luka to walk up and shoot. I didn't even know that was in his game plan. Like, he just walked up and pulled up, and like, they can't allow that. Force everybody else to make baskets. If they get beat by anyone else, fine. Just can't get beat by Luka. Ellis, what's up? What's up? What's up? Thank you for tuning in. We about to get on up out of here. Ladies and gentlemen, thank y'all so much for tuning in to Sea Breeze. Every now and then I want to talk Celtics. Hey, Roy, if you want to come on an episode, man, you are the Celtics Don Juan. Let me know. Shoot me a message. We'll get you on here, man. There's a quick shows. We like to come on Wednesday nights and talk. Hopefully there's a game and we can preview and get into it. But ladies and gentlemen, the Dallas Mavericks are in Boston. The Boston Celtics got 6 more games at home, including this one tonight. The Celtics got to pull it off, and I think it's going to be a nail biter. It's not going to be nothing where the Celtics win by 30, 20, 17, 10. It's probably going to come down to the end of the game. And I would like to see Tatum put the stamp on the end of the game. I think Tatum has a great night. He's been playing well as he's been playing amazingly well lately. I think Tatum is getting his win back. And so Jason Tatum tonight versus Luka Doncic. Tune in. I'll see you guys when I see you guys. Tune in next Wednesday. We'll be back for another episode of Sea Breeze. We out. I'm your host, Breezy. I love you. Peace.
Breezy. Tune in to the American dream. Throw the fist up one time for the team. 16 banners, let's make it 17. Breeze up, seize up, rep if you bleed green. 2 Jade up, they about to make it rain. 15 players going hard in the paint. NBA fans turn centers in the same. Get smart on these boys, true fans, I'll explain. Game on the line, last shot, don't freeze. Move the ball on the court with ease. Turn your radios on and TVs. Relax, kick back, tune in to Sea Breeze. Game on the line, last shot, don't freeze. Move the ball on the court with ease. Turn your radios on and TVs. Relax, kick back, tune in to Sea Breeze.